What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to JellyGoonTv. Welcome back to all my beautiful viewers and subscribers, of course. Welcome back to the gorgeous JellyGoon squad. Today we have another video. We are going to react to Reddit's most disturbing criminals. Now, since the internet came, there's been a lot of criminals that have been caught, a lot of criminals that hasn't been caught. But today we're going to find the website Reddit, and we're going to see what kind of criminals there are on this. This channel is Eudoxia Mysterious. So go over, support the channel, of course, support this video, but let's get right into it and see what's going on with this. It is probably going to be very scary and really creepy, very disturbing, so viewer discretion is advised. If you don't like horrible things, or you know, you are very sensitive, please turn away from this video, because it's going to be 21 minutes full of extreme content, I guess, because this guy is really extreme. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's go.
With 430 million monthly active users, Reddit is one of the biggest social media platforms and definitely the biggest forum on the internet. People use Reddit for all kinds of purposes. Finding like-minded people for practically anything, getting your questions answered, having discussions on all types of topics, and more. With so many people on Reddit, it will inevitably attract criminals who share the darkest thoughts and secrets for everyone to see. Today,
criminals is always going to be a part of the internet, no matter how where you are. They are going to search for the websites that is the most popular. When you have a website that is very popular, people are going to, you know, post their opinion, post pictures, post weird stuff, criminal stuff, murder stuff. Like, it's just bound to happen. I swear. It's crazy. Let's go. It's always happening.
YouTube, at the dark world of Reddit criminals. This is a very recent case. The user FStopFox started a subreddit called FStopFitzgerald in 2017. However, this only received real traction on the 28th of April this year. FStopFox, or rather known as 55-year-old Richard Burdett, was charged with numerous crimes such as luring a child under 18, production, possessing, accessing, and making available of CP on a subreddit and other platforms online. At the time of me working on this video, we have the 19th of May. On the 20th, he'll have his court hearing. On a subreddit, he shared scripted audios, which included content about minors and school students. The disturbing part is the number of members frequenting the subreddit. The subreddit had over 5,000 users. The description of the subreddit reads, "A repository for all my recordings. Toronto police executed a search warrant on April 20 and found evidence for everything I mentioned. Ever since his arrest, the police shut down the subreddit as well." It was also revealed that Richard Burdett was a high school drama teacher and had more than 1,300 explicitly charged messages with a high school student. This was in 2007. He only received a 1-month suspension for this behavior. There's way more that he did, but it all boils down to the things he was charged for. Jimbo Boy. Okay,
why?
This is a super recent case.
Why, when you chat with girls or you chat with your class students, that is disgusting. Like, why wouldn't you just get more than expansion? I don't understand these expansions when teachers they get. I don't quite understand what is going on. This guy's definitely creepy. He's not supposed to chat with girls under his age. Like, it's definitely not your students, man. You're supposed to teach students. You're supposed to do everything the best for them. They are vulnerable. They're in a stage where they have to learn. They have to do different things. Like, just be there for them, and don't do that creepy stuff. What the
And the info might be outdated when you see this video. This literally only happened a few days ago. 18-year-old Peyton Grandin took the lives of 10 and injured 13. It is speculated that this crime was motivated by hate, since he targeted a supermarket in the heart of a predominantly black community, and 11 of the 13 people were also black. The people were just minding their own business and doing some shopping, and this idiot came in and took their lives. It's just ridiculous. He was planning on going for a prolonged rampage according to documentations that police uncovered. He was heavily armed, wearing technical gear, including a tactical helmet, along with plated armor.
This is the guy right here who can't express his feelings or his political views. Then he has to go into the supermarket, take innocent lives, who doesn't even do anything other than being black. Like, you are fucking disgrace to the human race, and you deserve the torture. I swear to God, I saw the video where you shot the guy in the face. I swear to God, man, if I ever get my hands on you, I'm not even gonna choke you. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm gonna do horrible things to you, man. You a fucking piece of shit. And whoever have this ideology that black people are not welcome in the world, go fuck yourself and go hang yourself right now. Sorry to say it, it is what it is.
To really no one's surprise, the guy also had a camera and live streamed his crime on Twitch from his point of view. This seems to be a reenactment of Brandon Tarrant's crime.
Fucking
Brandon
idiot.
made a post on 8chan back then, announcing what he'll do, and live streamed the entire thing. Investigators also added that Payton was studying previous hate attacks, according to search warrants in his online archives. Payton even created a private Discord server and invited a few people on there. 30 minutes prior to his attack, he announced what he'll do on there. Interesting.
These are the people who's a disgrace to the human race, right? This is what I'm saying. These fucking weird-ass people is online. These weird-ass, sorry-ass people is online who can't express their feelings and who can't anything, who sit in their mother's basement planning out, you know, seeing the world through YouTube or anything like that. Don't really experience the world. Don't go to other countries. Don't do anything. Don't sit into the culture. Don't go to a black family. Be inside the family. See how fucking nice they are, right? These are the fucking people who's racist as fuck and who's blaming other people. When you see a race in person, I swear to you, they never been into a Muslim family. They never been into a black family. All they have is white friends, white thoughts, white everything. That's the whole fucking point. Because if they ever open themselves up to a Muslim family or black family, they would love it. They would love the hospitality that they get. I think it's a disgrace for the human race that these people are allowed to exist. And all these ideologies about racism and all that stuff, I hope you fucking die in a fucking ditch, you fucking piece of shit. I hate these people. God, I hate these
planning
people.
This for months.
I hate them so much. They have no life.
Wrote about the activity inside the store
no
each
life.
time he went in, noting how many black and white people were in the market, even drawing a map of the inside of the store. Interestingly, he also was considering going to a church or elementary school to carry out his attack, but went with a store because of the number of people that go to grocery stores.
You need help.
I mean, what the fuck, dude? Payton also had an online presence on 4chan, Discord, and even on Reddit. His account was obviously pretty much immediately banned after the incident, but limited archives exist. On Reddit, Payton went by Jimbo Boy. Everything seems ordinary at first, but when he started posting on the subreddit Made Me Smile, it went downhill really quickly. Here he writes, "This is racist because there's no white people in this video." This could be perceived as a joke, since he didn't post anything in this fashion prior, at least according to his archives, but obviously with the now given context, this seems to be his real opinion. He asked numerous questions on the subreddit R Tactical Gear and also on R Quality Tactical Gear, as well as R Ammo. This is also why he was so well informed about which armor to wear and which equipment to use. On R Ammo, he made his final post, which was on the 14th of May 2022. One day later, the media covered his case. It's quite tragic what all of these people do for attention nowadays. I mean, the guy live streams his crime on Twitch.
It's fucking disgusting.
It's also strange how easy it is to acquire weapons in the US. I mean, Payton legally owned his weapons, and that at the age—
Now, YouTube, if you want to take me this down for this fucking piece of shit, go fuck yourself, seriously. This guy deserves the worst that he can ever get in his entire fucking life. I swear to God, he needs to be kept alive for 4 days and just tortured. I'm not saying I want to do it. Okay, I did say it, but still, he deserves it so fucking much. Take this fucking video down, do whatever you have to do. I hope the people who see this really understands that I hate racist people. I hate them. Black, white, Chinese, racist people, go fuck yourself. Seriously. Hope you die.
18. Anyway, if you've made it this far, you clearly seem to like what you're seeing, so how about you sub to the channel? Thanks. Carl H. This one is probably the most popular case out of everything in this list, and was covered by other YouTubers like Nexpo. Carl Harold, or also known as Carl H on Reddit, was not only known for his very sinister crimes in real life, but also for his helpful and friendly online persona. Carl created a subreddit called Carl H Programming, with the purpose of teaching beginners and advanced coders how to program. His classes were all for free. Coding is a very difficult skill to master, and someone offering so much valuable resources and knowledge completely for free made most people appreciate what Carl did. Carl was in fact so well liked that he even received the Redditor of the Day on the 26th of July 2012. However, it is important to note that he also offered private lessons, where he charged up to $70 per lesson. Around 2013, Carl suddenly stopped posting. There also was a lack of activity on his other social media channels. Finally, there was an update on Carl, something that nobody would expect based on his online persona. 32-year-old Carl Harold was charged with producing and distributing CP. It was not only one case, he was charged for multiple cases. The victim was a 9-year-old boy, which he abused, photographed, filmed, and then distributed to others. The boy was tortured and sodomized on camera. In total, he held the child captive for a duration of 8 months. If this wasn't bad enough already, the boy was his own son. His son was never enrolled in school, never received normal immunizations, and never had unsupervised play or outings. Carl had a partner named Charles Donovan, who participated in the same ordeal. Charles was charged for the same crimes. On Reddit, most people couldn't really fathom the news. However, the news were undeniable and the evidence was stacked against Carl. Admiration for his work completely stopped. People were furious, insulting him in numerous comments on YouTube, even on his own subreddit. Carl was supposed to be extradited to New York, but was found dead in his jail cell.
Good.
He took his own life. His partner Charles was sentenced to 56 years in prison. As for the son, the information about him is pretty much non-existent. He should be about 17 or 18 years of age right now.
I hope that kid does good. I hope the best in his life. I really do. He's an amazing dude, and all you've been through is just horrific, man. You're not supposed to recover from some stuff like that, you know, but I hope this kid is doing good, man. I hope he gets everything what he wants. Like, really. I hope the best for this kid.
Hopefully, he had some sort of recovery, both mentally and physically.
I think he is.
But it's obvious that he'll be scarred for the rest of his life. Pilot94.
Sick fucks.
Pilot94's account has been deleted ever since, but there were numerous coverages on websites about this case, but no coverage on YouTube as far as I can tell. This dates back to 2013. The user Pilot94 wrote a lengthy post on the subreddit Off My Chest. In this post, he reveals that he and his best friend named Patrick had intercourse with 3 girls aged between 13 to 14 years of age. He and Patrick were 18 years old at the time and got away with their crime. His post has a title, I Should Be in Prison. It's very long, so I'll break it down to the main points. He talks about how he was constantly moving from state to state, but was overall very successful in life. He describes himself as athletic, good-looking, well-liked, and from a wealthy family. He came from a conservative Christian family. He vents about how he had a girlfriend that cheated on him with one of his good friends, which spiraled into deep depression. Meanwhile, he also stopped taking his prescriptions for ADD and ADHD. Being in a dark place, his friend Patrick helped him out, but not in a way that is really meaningful. Patrick basically turned him into a drug dealer. They got into trouble with the police.
Really?
Not only for selling, he also was vandalizing parks and other places in town. They did way more stuff like drinking, driving while being minors, shoplifting and speeding, but weren't charged for them. Even in the case of getting charged for the vandalization, they only received a probation and a fee, nothing that would stop them from doing the unthinkable. They met girls from school which he thought were around 15 to 16, but turned out to be 13 to 14 years old. The teenagers were drunk and called them up. He and Patrick drove them to a neighborhood, and they had intercourse with them for about an hour. A police car pulled up, and the girls started accusing them of abuse. The girls said the only reason for the intercourse was due to them being drunk. All of them were virgins, and one of them had tearing in her genital area. The evidence was clear, but the lead detective and chief of police were fired, and the case just disappeared.
Really?
They were never charged. He talks about how he and Patrick turned their lives around, graduated high school and joined the military, but he never talks about—
So they got away by being pedophiles. You know, when you drink with 13 to 14 years old, I never tried it before, but there must be some way that you can see that you are 18. Like, there must be a way that you are 18 and you can see that they are 13 to 14. I mean, I don't think it's that hard to see, you know? But of course, when you're on alcohol, but I just don't understand why you would do it. I just don't know. I just don't understand it. But of course, I understand the 13 to 4-year-old girls. Of course, they were drunk. They didn't know what to do because they are still children. That's the point. They were drunk. They didn't know what to do. What do you want to do in a situation when you're 13 to 14 and you're drunk? You're trying to play cool. You're trying to live up to the stereotype that you're a grown girl. 13 to 14, you're trying to be a grown girl. You're trying to do grown-up stuff. And then you think about sex and you're like, hey, what is this, right? And then you try it, and then it ends up you regretting it when you wake up the next night. We're not going to take these cases all the time and blame the girls, because it's not always the girl's fault. Not always. Of course, sometimes girls, they like to, you know, miss that opportunity, and it's sad for the victims because the victims get left behind because some girls had to fuck it up because she didn't want to fuck him, but she did want to fuck him, but she don't want to admit it, right? But not 13 to 14. That is disgusting, man. Really disgusting. But this guy got away with it. I don't know why the police chief got fired. Maybe he has some contact, or maybe he's from a rich family. I don't know.
About how the victims feel or what they are doing. He never once shared that he feels guilt or is ashamed. Nothing. He somewhat sounds proud that he got away with this crime. Luckily, the guy wasn't intelligent. Just a month later, he would share a scholarship letter, pretty much doxing himself. Someone contacted his college about this entire thing. So, as a last-ditch effort to save himself, he deleted his post and created a new account. This is the final update from his side. Quote, I posted some personal stuff that most people kinda knew, but were still major for me, as I don't open up often. I felt good about it and people were supportive. As I was new to Reddit, I didn't make a throwaway when I posted it, so it kinda lingered at the bottom of my account. I thought about deleting it, but then I thought, what's the point of getting something out there if nobody knows who it is? I'm not proud of what I'd done, but I had done it. My fault and my mistake. I kept posting things, and eventually I posted something about my university choice and info about it in a subreddit I thought would appreciate it and be okay. Apparently someone read back through my post and saw the off my chest post. So this white knight decides to call my university and explains everything that I've done. Now I'm being looked at by my superiors and almost certainly getting kicked out, which will ruin my life.
Well, you shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have fucked a 13 to 14-year-old girl. Like, I hope that things go bad for you, but I hope that you change your life and you understand the things that you've done and that you, of course, can live with it. But I'm just thinking about the girls, you know, like pure girls got taken advantage of because they drunk, right? I just think that's a horrible thing. But of course, you can still make another choice in life. You can still change you around. But dude, of course somebody's gonna call the university, and that's the right thing. Because you do deserve getting punished. 100%. That's why.
Thank God. In this post he also added, but now because of minor things I did in the past, I won't have the future I've worked so hard to achieve. Again, he doesn't care about the lives of these girls he ruined. He only cares about himself. There is no sense of remorse whatsoever from his side. He refers to people calling him out as white knights, and pretends that it was not a big deal, but rather a minor mistake.
It's a huge deal, my friend.
A different Redditor adds, dude, seriously? You have no qualms about ruining 2 children's lives, getting 2 girls 13, 14 drunk with your body and R-wording them. How do you think they are doing now? Do you think they are breezing through high school? Do you think they are emotionally well? Do you even care?
So you really don't know until you talk to the girls, which we don't know. We don't have any information about them, but I wish them the best, and I wish that they would do better choices next time. Just, it's not their fault whatsoever, but it's just you have to take advantage of yourself, not advantage of yourself, but like you have to protect yourself because there are some creepy dudes out there who will do everything to you. You know what I mean? So you really have to be on guard. It's sad that it has to be like that because they're children, they're kids. That's why, but yeah.
He may have been kicked out of college, but he was still never charged. These girls
really
will have to live with this torment for the rest of their lives. Whereas Pilot94 and his friend Patrick were lucky that the police were no longer interested in their case. Galpticos. This is an extremely dark case and I won't be able to go in depth. I'll only cover the surface level of this topic. Galpticos, or better known as Farhan Towhid, shared a 12-page letter on Google Docs and posted links to them on Twitter and Instagram. They are incredibly easy to find. However, I wouldn't recommend reading them. They are very detailed and describe his crime and his mental state. It also shows how delusional and flawed his mindset and thought process is. Nothing that one needs to read. Normally, I would have at least included a few segments of his letter to show his motives and intentions, but you might understand why I cannot do that here on YouTube. I must admit, I have been doing this for a while and research about very dark subject matters, but going through the letter was very difficult. In the following, I'll mainly talk about his Reddit account. 19-year-old Farhan Towhid was found dead in Allen Cullen County, Texas on the 5th of April 2021. Next to Towhid were his twin sisters, his brother, his father, his mother, and his grandmother. All of their lives were taken by Farhan Towhid himself. In his letter, he said that people should check out his GitHub code. There we can find the username, Galpticos. He also says that this is his Reddit handle. Looking at his post history, nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. mostly posts in gaming subreddits or comments on Ask Reddit. However, considering the context and the person behind this account, there are a few very dark and prophetic comments. Here he responds to an Ask Reddit. The question was, what problem are you currently trying to solve? His response, quote, finding the motivation to wake up every day for the rest of my life. A different question reads, what life decisions are you struggling with right now? Is there any way we can help? He responds in a similar fashion, quote, my summer is almost over and there are so many things I want to improve about myself, but I can't get the motivation to do anything. That's all I can talk about in this video. Aaron Swartz. This person is probably the least disturbing person in this entire list, but he still is considered a criminal by state prosecutors, and is actually one of the co-founders of Reddit, so I had to include him in this video.
Really?
Aaron Swartz was prosecuted for multiple violations of the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act of 1986. However, it's extremely important to know who Aaron Swartz exactly was and why he is valued by a lot of people in the online realm. And there are nearly 2-hour-long documentaries about Aaron. I'll only talk about the main aspects of his life, especially things considering his alleged criminal history. Aaron Swartz was an internet pioneer. He worked on numerous projects which are fundamental for the online world to this date. He was involved with the development of the web feed format RSS, which allows users and applications to access updates to websites in a standardized, computer-readable format. Subscribing to RSS feeds can allow a user to keep track of many different websites in one centralized location, which constantly monitor websites for new content, removing the need for the user to manually check them. This is obviously a huge innovation, which is being used by website developers to this date. He co-founded Reddit. I think I don't really need to elaborate how big Reddit is nowadays. Aaron also played a big role in the early stages of development for Creative Commons, which is a major organization which allows creators on YouTube or other platforms to use the work of others for free. We only need to give the respective artists credit and that's it. He also worked on web.py and Markdown. So this guy was basically a major player and very important online tools.
Wow. What he
I didn't even list everything that he worked on. Keep in mind that he was super young when he worked on all of this, so he definitely was a genius of some sort. While all of this sounds great to a certain extent, there is a really dark outcome to this. According to state and federal authorities, Aaron used JSTOR, an online library, to download a large number of academic journal articles and through MIT's computer network over the course of a few weeks in late 2010 and early 2011. According to authorities, Aaron downloaded the documents through a laptop connected to a networking switch in a controlled access wiring closet at MIT. You might ask why Aaron decided to download all of these files. He shared a manifesto in 2008. In this manifesto, his intentions become very clear. Quote, information is power, but like all power, there are those who want to keep it for themselves. The world's entire scientific and cultural heritage, published over centuries in books and journals, is increasingly being digitized and locked up by a handful of private corporations. Want to read the papers featuring the most famous results of the sciences? You'll need to send enormous amounts to publishers like Reed Elsevier. This is pretty much always his intention, to make information free and accessible to everyone, especially in the online realm. He also was a heavy opponent of censorship. While he was downloading the PDFs, a video camera caught Aaron in the act, which forced him to surrender the downloaded data. However, this didn't stop the federal prosecutors. Aaron was arrested on the night of January 6, 2011, near the Harvard campus by MIT police and a Secret Service agent, and was arraigned on 2 state charges of breaking and entering with intent to commit a felony. On July 11, 2011, he was indicted by federal grand jury on charges of wire fraud, computer fraud, unlawfully obtaining information, and recklessly damaging a protected computer. There was a huge back and forth. Prosecutors were constantly dropping original charges and trying to get him arrested by other means. Every deal was rejected by Aaron's attorneys, and the persecution continued until January 11, 2013, and then suddenly stopped. The reason was Aaron taking his life, and people assume that the pressure of the lawsuit and process got the better of him. Aaron's parents blame the government for Aaron's death as well. It's quite tragic that a guy that seemed to have good intentions was so heavily and unnecessarily punished by federal prosecutors.
That is crazy, man. That is a crazy video. I just have to say, this guy just downloaded a lot of things trying to get it for free and trying to basically show people the details, the books, everything like that before it gets locked up in a private company and they sell it on. You have to get a lot of money in order to get information. That is how people, they choose how to get the information out and how to do things. In certain history or science, they don't want to get out. They just want to get the things out that, you know, fits their narrative. But this guy's crazy, man. Definitely one of the not bad ones. So I don't really understand why this is in here. I don't get it. But yeah. Anyway, what a fascinating video. It was nice to see, you know, a different side of the internet, what is going on, what kind of people on the internet. And there's definitely some creepy guys on here. There's definitely some people who need some help, who need some psychology help or something like that, because it's just crazy that you could do these things, man. It's unbelievable. Especially the guy that kills his family. I got an idea that is very gruesome the way he did it, because the guy couldn't even read it on YouTube. This guy right here who made this video. Incredible stuff, man. Really horrible, really sad, but still good to learn about, so you know the people who's out there and the people who can do horrific stuff and do all these stupid things, man. Anyway, guys and girls, thank you so much for watching this video. Really hope you enjoyed it a lot. I know I did. Anyway, guys and girls, I love you so much. Please do subscribe down below. Also, please hit the like button. Please hit the notification button and subscribe, of course. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. It'll be massively appreciated if you wanted to support. Also, please do comment down below what you think about this video. Anyway, guys and girls, I love you so much and thank you for being here. Peace.